Now it's a very special day today. We are out with Britney and you're not going to believe this. I can't believe it. This is Britney's last walk ever that we're setting off on. She has been adopted. I wanted to take you right back to the start of her story before I tell you where she's going and how she got adopted. She's been here for coming up on 3 years. She's probably the first hard rescue that I ever had. She actually predates Happy Doggo Land. She was here before Happy Doggo Land ever existed. She was in my house. But Britney was one of the saddest cases I've ever seen. She had a padlock around her neck. She was dumped in the jungle with her 5 puppies and they all were covered, and I mean covered, in ticks and fleas. She was up there guarding them, but she was incredibly vicious. I know, it's hard. It's okay, Mom, I'm trying to help you. I think she'd been used for fighting or as a bait dog because her aggression was just unbelievable. She actually bit a volunteer, a woman called Terry, and then she tried to beat me. I used to have, I actually, just as I was talking, I spotted one over here. I used to have to go up to Britney and feed her with one of these sticks. Go away. I used to have to try and get over to the puppies, and I'd have one of these sticks over Britney to try and save myself from being bitten. She would just launch herself. She was protecting her puppies. She'd obviously been abused and just dumped into the middle of the jungle. Now, she had serious trauma. It took me 2 weeks to catch her, actually, because all I could do was bring her food, and eventually I had this big long pole, had a couple of friends, and we yanked her into a box, got her puppies, but it was a 2-week process. And then, very complicated, but I actually sort of got her a little home in the area in the jungle, and then I came back one day and somebody had burnt down her house, a little bamboo house I'd built for her. Somebody had burnt it down and burnt all her food bowls and everything, so she wasn't welcome there. So I took her in. She was all out of options. She accepted me within, I would say, 4 days. She realized that I was the only person that was safe. She wasn't trying to bite me anymore. As soon as we clapped that padlock off. Now, I recorded that video 2 days ago with Britney, but I'm already in London, where I am here to promote the new book. All about Tina and rescue dogs just like Britney. I've got little Tina with me here. I would much rather be back there with the dogs in Thailand, but this tour is all about promoting the book, to build Tina's hospital, to help more street dogs. So what would help massively, I cannot stress how much this helps, is just order the book. It's actually on sale today all around the world. The link is down in the bio below, and the dream is to get it to #1. So I'll let you go back to seeing The Last Walk with Britney now, but an order of Tina would mean the absolute world. She'd bitten 2 people. She also started attacking Snoop, my other dog, and she started attacking Jumbo, who was living with me at the time. She was just highly strung. But I got the 5 puppies adopted, which was just incredible. 1 here in Samui, 4 in Bangkok. They were called after coffees. I'll see if I can remember them all. There was cappuccino, frappuccino, mocha, latte, and Americano. So they were all, the black was Americano, latte was white. But that was all her puppies gone, and then I was left with Britney. So obviously the first thing I did was I sterilized her. And that was fantastic, because she'd been raising these puppies on her own, and to see her sterilized, she stayed in the vets for 2 weeks while I tried to find a solution for her, and she calmed down a little bit. And eventually I was all out of solutions. I didn't know where to put her, so I took her home, even though she was, like, if somebody came and knocked on the door, she would go crazy, like absolutely crazy. Eventually brought her to the land because I decided Unfortunately, my dog Snoop was very sick at that time. He was getting weaker and she kept just bumping into him and too excited, knocking him over. So it wasn't right for her to live with me. And Jumbo was also sick. So she moved into the land and she was not fit for adoption at all. Like at all. She would, as other people will tell you, she would like try to bite them. We'd have her on a long lead. She would sort of always let herself down. In sort of year one was disaster. It was just me and maybe one other person. Valeria could handle her, but we were the only two. Year two got a little bit better with more friends. Like I think that's when Jamie came in and Niall, a friend of mine, came over on holidays and he did really well. He was brave. He was very brave. He's a bouncer in a nightclub and he's not scared. He's like, look, if she bites me, I can't feel pain anymore anyway. So Niall was the one who made the first, he was our first friend, really, apart from me and Valeria. Year two was a year where Britney just kept letting herself down. She would have 2 good weeks, 3 good weeks without an incident, and then something from her memory would just trigger back and she would launch at herself, get in a fight. She used to fight with Eve a little bit and Toffee and other females she could never be with. Year three, which we're in at the moment, is where she's just completely changed. She finally knows that she's safe. She has so many friends. All the staff are friends with her. I'd say 90% of the staff. She has a lot of dog friends. She's friends with Big Pedro. She goes on walks with the female dogs. And that's Britney's backstory. But we said 2025 was going to be the year where she got adopted, and it is. We didn't have many adoptions requests. I think we had really one serious one, if I'm being honest. A lovely, lovely man from England who's living in Scotland, and he came to meet her, which was obviously essential. We couldn't just send Britney somewhere, so he came to meet her all the way to Thailand, and he spent a week with her, and it's like true love. He's had dogs in his past that are very, very, he had a staffy that he rescued from a bad situation with it was so bad it needed a muzzle. And he's rescued dogs at the end of their life. He's a real dog lover and experienced with tricky dogs. And I wouldn't say Britney's actually tricky anymore. She's much better, but we'd still obviously be worried that she'd let herself down. So we had to do a lot of checks and a lot of chatting to him and making sure everybody was happy. But most importantly, if you saw the two of them together, they could not be happier. So Britney, after coming up on 3 years, I was working it out, it's nearly 1,000 days she's been here. I never, ever, 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 ever thought that Britney would be adopted. But come here, Britney. Whoa, there we go. Britney, who is really suffering with the heat. I cannot believe it. I'm a little bit emotional. I'm not going to cry on camera, but this is our last walk ever. When I'm saying goodbye to her later, I'm going to be very, very sad, but I'm also so happy to think that Britney Spears has come this far and has found a forever home. It's the stuff of dreams. We're so proud of you. Over.